I am on a mission to reach as many people as possible. And if you go to my YouTube, please, 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 please subscribe, like, and share. This helps me to keep my content going. It helps me to service people who may not be able to afford full servicing, but I do not turn anybody away. So I just came on for a little bit today because I want to talk about how I started my day. Now, I don't always do a shake in the morning, but I have recovered and recouped that practice. Why? Because in the morning, sometimes we're in a rush, sometimes we're in a hurry, sometimes, food does not settle well for some of us in the morning. I'm one of those people. And also, putting a bunch of heavy food on your stomach in the morning is not necessarily the best thing that you can do for yourself. So I am reintegrating protein shakes. Now, let me say something about the protein shakes. I don't just go by any protein, and I don't use anymore the animal-based proteins. Now, I'm not vegetarian. I do eat chicken, fish, meat, but I eat it in very, very, very limited portions. And the reason being is if you study Ayurveda medicine, herbal medicine, and energy medicine, and you study prophetic medicine, you are going to find pretty quickly that eating meat, chicken, fish, protein, animal proteins 3 times a day is just not a good practice for your healing, health, and wellness. It's not at all a good practice. If you come at this from prophetic medicine, for example, I'm Muslim. I studied prophetic medicine, not only in Islam, but just across the board. What did the prophets used to eat? Well, I looked at, for example, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. He ate meat maybe 2-3 times a year, special occasions. Now, you can say, yes, they were poor, they didn't have money, it wasn't accessible, and all of that could very well be true. However, it is part of the teachings in prophetic medicine, if you look across the board, that limit the amount of animal-based products, the animal proteins, etc. Also, now let's get to science. If you look at science, the book is entitled The China Study. And if you look at this book, it was a study that was done, a broad study, and I can't recall the years because I read so many things, I can't remember the years. But this study was done, and it was found that animal proteins contribute to increased cancer rates, and it was done in a part of the world, in China, in a part of the world where they started, after the introduction of fast foods and all of that, they started to see an increase in common chronic illness. So I am not vegetarian, and I like meat, I like chicken, I like fish. But I limit it. So back to my protein shake this morning. What I did was I bought a vegetable-based protein. It was organic, and it said it had 5 ingredients in it. I confirmed that by reading the label. Always read your labels. Always, 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 always read your labels. Because let me tell you, some of the stuff that you find in our food is beyond toxic. So I bought a regular standard protein, nothing special, but I bought a vegetable-based, and I bought organic, and I bought, I think it said 5 ingredients or less. Then I bought the vanilla-flavored almond milk, because I do drink milk, but if I'm going to do a protein shake every day and I'm limiting the amount of animal proteins, then I don't want to put milk in my protein shake, because then I'm not going to eat my piece of chicken for dinner. Or I put peanut butter in it, I put strawberries, fresh blueberries, and maybe like a little bit of ice because I like things cold. So, quite often, and it makes it sort of like a slushy. So, and that was this is the size, and this is what I drank this morning. It is very good. I liked the protein. I like the vegetable-based protein shake that I bought, so I will stay with it. What caught my attention, anything that says 5 ingredients or less, or 2 ingredients, or 1 ingredient, you want to really kind of stay in that lane, because if you look at the ingredients on most foods, there's a list like this long of things that you can't even pronounce. I can't even pronounce, and we don't even know what it is. So you want to look for things that it's impossible to go, in my opinion, it's impossible to go completely non-processed foods. Like, you're going to run into it somehow, some way, some shape, some form. However, when you do partake in processed foods, meaning foods that are made by man, you want to know the ingredients. Even when you go out to eat at a restaurant, you go out to eat someplace. This is why I don't go out to eat very often, because there's no way you can tell what's actually in your food. Now, on my end, my husband owns a restaurant, and it's a family-based business, and he's been doing that for years. So when I go, that's usually where I go. And I know the cooks, I know the owner, I know everything. So I know where they get their food. I know what's in the food, and I know what to pick, and what I can pick and choose. Now, the other option, if you want to go out to eat, is if you go to like one of the, I have a place I go to, it's like a China buffet. But I don't necessarily use the buffet part. They have a hibachi grill, and you can pick out your foods and what you want in it, and they make it right in front of you, and you see it. So that's also a suggestion. But when you look for foods, try to look for foods, even if they're processed, with limited ingredients, and then also pick the best version. I'll tell you, back in the day, I used to love Doritos. And honestly, if I went and picked up a Dorito chip today, I'd probably still like something about the taste. But early on in my journey, I hadn't given up Doritos completely yet at that time. And after I detoxed, after I was pretty much into my system, wholeheartedly, I had a day where I went back and ate some Doritos. Well, guess what happened? My body told me, no, don't do that, because I had a patch on my skin that broke out right here. Anytime I eat something that's toxic to my body, I always break out with a patch of eczema on my skin right there. And then other skin problems, it just continues if you keep eating the same item. So try to pick. I don't eat Doritos anymore. As a matter of fact, I came to the point where the last time I actually tried to eat a Dorito, I could taste the chemicals, the actual chemicals in the Dorito. I could taste. So I don't do those. But when I do like snacks, so I am a snacker, full disclosure here. But when I pick a snack, obviously that's processed. Because I'm not talking about eating apple pieces for a snack. I'm talking about the snacks that most of us love. And when I go to look at the chip aisle, when I go to look at snacks like that, first of all, I limit them and I pick the better version. You can go to the gluten-free aisle. Now, I'm not gluten-free, but in the gluten-free aisle, they have a very nice tortilla chip that is gluten-free, and it tastes nice. And if you use salsa, I make my own salsa sometimes, or I buy it, whatever you like, and you use that, that's a better choice than just going to get, let's say, the regular tortilla chips. So it's all about choices. That's really my message today. It's about choices in the food that we choose to put into our bodies, why I use a vegetable protein for my protein shakes and not animal protein, even though I'm not vegetarian. I do limit it. If you look at cancer research and cancer uh, things in cancer treatments right now, and then you go look at natural medicines and in different approaches, you're going to find that sugar and protein feed cancer. So if I were to have cancer today, the first two things that I would do immediately is I would completely, okay, right now I'm not completely, I'm still a little bit, in, but I would completely eliminate sugar, completely, processed sugar and sugar in general. I would completely eliminate it. And I would completely eliminate all animal protein products and animal protein. And at that point, I would be vegetarian. But that's what I would do if I was diagnosed with cancer today. That's the first two steps that I would take based upon what I know in science, what I know in Ayurveda medicine, energy medicine, herbal medicine, and what I know in prophetic medicine and current research in cancer, cancer, different types of cancer and cell development and cell damage. So that's how serious it is. And most of us, I mean, let's be honest, most of us, we're trying to make it through life. We don't really think of these things. And we've been told the opposite. We've been told a lot of lies over the years, and all of the government agencies in the US, which are very good for many things, but the end of the day, we are a capitalist society and money determines everything. And unfortunately, I believe that money has money has allowed people, institutions, scientific agencies, different things that control everything around us and what we buy and all the rules. There's an influence there, and there's an impact. I mean, I think everybody knows today that the old food plate, even the current one, but let's just stick with the old one. The old food plate, the food plate where you're supposed to have so much protein, so much, and they used to put this out on TV, and it was on the websites, the government food industry websites. Well, that was bad advice. It's been proven, it's been said, it's been determined that that was bad advice. So they changed the food plate, which in my opinion is not much better. But what influences that? Money, the meat industry, the chicken industry, all of that. So just be careful, be informed. That's my main mission. I want you to be your own healer and let food be your medicine. If you listen, everybody is not into studying things. Okay, I'm a weirdo, I'm a geek, whatever you want to say, that's okay. I love to study things and know about things and understand things. So, I do it and I give it back to you. I put out videos, I work with clients, I help people, and I put it back to you. So just know that every day we're faced with choices. Every day we choose what we're going to buy, what we're going to put in our mouth, what we're going to, all of that. And all I'm saying is be informed, become your own doctor, so to speak, through your food first. And I bet you over time, you will need an actual physician less and less. So just think about that. So I am going to close for today. I appreciate everybody on TikTok and on all of the other platforms that joined me. I hope you found my content valuable. I hope you found this little chit chat valuable. And if you did, please like, subscribe, or share. I'm on Facebook. You can message me there. I'm on TikTok, DM me, Instagram, YouTube, all of that. But I do ask, and I do put it out there, that, I use all of my social media for business purposes and to help people. So please do not come on with crazy stuff, because I'm not gonna tolerate that, and I don't do that. I'm a positive force in the world, and I'm trying to help other people be a positive force. Also, disclaimer, any advice I give is not considered to replace medical physician advice. I am an academic doctor. I'm a clinician in the Power of Three, which is what I designed as far as my approach. I'm a clinician in energy medicine, and so I am not a physician, and I want to make sure that you take this as educational and informational, and know you have a guide and somebody here to support you. I am here for you on TikTok, and I'm here for you on all the other platforms. We can, as long as we are informed, we are empowered, and we need physicians or other things less and less. Also, if anybody reaches out to you, send something through in my name, but I only work through, Facebook, through my website, through TikTok, and my own social media platforms. I don't reach out. I don't do cold calls. I don't do selling. I do have products and I do put them out there, but I don't target people to sell to and try to get you on a call and all of that. If you need me, you have my number, you have my information, you know where to get me. I'm all over social media, but I will not reach out and target anybody trying to sell and convince them of what they need to do. So if somebody reaches out in my name in that way, know that it is a scam. Know that it's a scam. And you have all of my information. If something comes through, you can let me know. You can ask me, and I will tell you. So please be safe out there. Everybody, have a wonderful day. This is Dr. Debbie with Evolve Global 22, where we are perfectly imperfect. Peace and light to all of you.